तामग्निहोत्रिं ऋषयो जगृहु ब्रह्मवादिनः यज्ञस्य देवयानस्य मेध्याया हविषे नृपा. O King Parikshit, great sages were completely aware of the Vedic ritual ceremonies to charge of the Surabhi cow which produced all the yogurt, milk and ghee absolutely necessary for offering oblations of fire. They did this just for the sake of pure ghee which they wanted for the performance of sacrifice to elevate themselves to the higher planetary system up to Brahmaloka. So we have continuation of Samudra Manthan. Samudra Manthan mein target kya hai? The target is Amrit. But so many things come. And first the great poison came which was removed by Lord Shiva. And then after that the first thing came was Surabhi cow. And now the Prabhupada spends time explaining how throughout the Vedic literatures protection of cow is given. Krishi Goraksha Vanijam Vaishyakarma Sabhavakam. The Kshatriyas were given to protect the men and Vaishyas to protect the cows. So it was very important, very, very important. The cow importance has been celebrated in the Vedas. Prabhupada says generally two ways they are very important. Number one, they give milk. And this milk has two benefits. One way, from this milk we can make ghee, which we can use to worship the Lord. And from this milk we can get curd, another item for Abhishek of the Lord. So for worship of the Lord you need milk. And even cow urine, cow dung can be used for the worship of the Lord. The second benefit of the cow is that this fertilizes the brain. This is Ayurveda science, not in the modern medical science. Modern scientists say separately that they don't take milk, take beef. That is their knowledge. For them beef is very good, milk is not good. So here it is a different understanding that the cow milk is actually very, very important for the human body. And this milk can be explained. And this milk is also can be used for development of what they call nowadays natural agriculture, organic farming, because then you can form the fertilizer using the cow dung. So the cow dung, cow product is used for fertilizer, cow milk can be used for abhisheka, and cow milk is also used for making your brain capable to understand Krishna. So this is so much benefit. And also all the devatas reside in the cow. There are so many other principles of the cow. So in the Vedic culture, cow is given all respect. Prabhupada says it is given respect of a mother. And nowadays the unfortunate thing is, moment the calf is male, he is killed because he has no engagement. Therefore, if you want to set up a Goshala, first you need to have farm, because you need to have engagement for the bulls. Because by nature bulls will take birth. What you will do with the bulls? Either you have to give to somebody, some Goshala, and pay for its maintenance. Something you have to do. You need engagement for those bulls. So you should have a farm where we can give engagement for the bulls. Otherwise, you have Goshala. What you're going to do when male calf is born? And most of the Goshalas, to make it economic, they immediately sell off the calf for meat. And the cow, when she is not giving milk, they kill her also. So if you are doing Goshala for business, it's very difficult now to compete with this sinful Goshalas. And this has become a reality. Becomes very difficult. Therefore, ISKCON has many Goshalas, but their milk is more expensive, because we don't kill the calf and we don't kill the cow. Prabhupada said, how can you kill the cow? She gave you milk whole life. She is your mother. So now she cannot give milk, you will kill her. What kind of culture is this? In fact, Prabhupada had many times, surprisingly, to debate with big religious leaders of so many communities. They could not even understand how cow is a mother. How can he kill a cow? Prabhupada had very surprising. He was very surprised that this has to be discussed with people. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had no difficulty. When Chandkazi came to talk to him, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, what kind of religion do you follow? You kill your father and mother? And he got convinced and became a Vaishnava. But generally people tend to be fanatic without understanding, and it is difficult to convince them. That's generally the situation. Okay. So apart from the cow, so cow was very important, Surabhi, and it's also said, Surabhi abhipalayantam, that Krishna in the spiritual world maintains cows. Just like Prabhupada says, we have a hobby, we maintain dogs today. Everybody has a dog today. Any house, they don't have cows. Now the way they live situation has become like that. They live in small flats where you can bring cow there. All you can have is small dog there. That's all people can do. And in the Vedic culture, dog is not allowed inside the premises because he is by nature dirty. And worst, he puts urine on the tulsi. Therefore, dog is not allowed in the premises. He is kept out. He is given maintained. It's not the dog is also dogs, cows, elephants, horses, so many animals. They immediately come to become subordinate to human being, and they come for shelter. So we give them shelter, but we should know that the most important of them is cow. But today, the way people live also, the cow is not. And people calculate. If they have a cow, they calculate the economic value. Cow is for Go Seva. We keep a cow for Go Raksha. We don't keep cow for money. But people calculate money, how much money I'm making. I have a cow, I'm making a loss now. People calculate in this way. But they don't see that I take cow for myself. I need milk of cow. In a market when you buy milk, how much it is doubtful whether you get a pure milk today. And you want a pure milk, you have to have a cow. There is no other way now. Correct? Market, they will mix and give so many things. Starting from water, somebody was saying it is good if they only put water. It's not a big problem. But the other things are dangerous what they put. They put so many chemicals. That is big problem. So Krishna is Surabhi abhipalayantam. That is in the description of Chinta Mani Prakara Sadmashukalpar Vikshal Laksha Vrateja Surabhi abhipalayantam. Krishna is in the spiritual world also maintaining unlimited Surabhi cows. And they give as much milk as you want. In fact, there are even fight happen because of cow. And there is the situation of Jamadagni, Parusharam. उनके पिताजी के पास सुरभि थी और he wanted to drag away, the king Kartivirarjuna wanted to drag away the Surabhi cow, and because of that so much things happened. Finally his father was killed and cow was taken, and Parashuram took an axe and destroyed Kshatriyas 21 times. So big fight happened even between Vashishta and Vishwamitra. Also there was a fight for Surabhi. So there were so many things happened because of cows. And the second thing is, now it talks about Lakshmi. Okay? The second topic which comes out is Lakshmi. After so many things, after Surabhi comes out the horse, which Bali Maharaj takes. Then is Airavata, and there's so many other big elephants. So, and then the jewels, Kaustubhamani. Okay? These things are discussed by Apsaras. All these things are discussed, and then comes out Lakshmi. And the Lakshmi has some meditation on Lakshmi. Lakshmi is actually Hladini Shakti of the Lord. Just like we say Radha Krishna Pranaya Hladini Shakti Asmad. Lakshmi is also Hladini Shakti of the Lord. And the Bhagavatam says she is very chaste. She is totally fixed on the glories of the Lord. Lakshmi Sahasra. They are always waiting to serve the Lord. And always, it is said, generally people worship Lakshmi because anybody needs opulence. There's the sixth opulence, Aishwarya. First thing we need money, money, money. Everybody in the world needs money, money, money. So everybody is worshipping Lakshmi. Correct? Lakshmi Daya Karo, Lakshmi Daya Karo. Hai Lakshmi Puja. We are not doing externally, internally we are doing. Money, 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 money sweeter than honey, 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 honey. Okay? Everybody is after money. But the point is this, that Lakshmi's very nature is Chanchala. And we see it is true. So many empires are so rich and opulent. Roman Empire, British Empire, this empire, that all smashed. Lakshmi went away. So it's no guarantee. In fact, Prabhupada, when he was in America, he said that thing, by blessing of God today you are rich. But you deny God today, punarmushiko bhava, again you'll become mouse. You lose everything. You lose everything one day. So by grace of God, you got some opulence, you are rich. But you deny God today, you'll be bankrupt again. Why? Because Lakshmi is always with Narayana. But this attitude of the society to only have Lakshmi is like attitude of Ravana. Just a Sita, nothing to do with Lord Rama. But that will be punished. Okay? We cannot do that. What did Ravana try? He tried to have Lakshmi without having Narayana. The end result was everything was destroyed. His whole family was destroyed, his kingdom was destroyed, and Lakshmi was taken away by force. So this is a situation. The Lakshmi is actually should be worshipped together with Narayana. And if our focus is service to Narayana, Lakshmi will stay. Most of the society, that's not the focus. Somehow they want money. Whole day, night, they want money, money, money. They're working for money. They have no interest to serve Narayana. But if you serve Narayana, Lakshmi will come. Prabhupada says she will not go away. Therefore, Prabhupada says the opulence of pure devotee is never taken away. Okay? Never taken away. But general society, opulence is sometimes taken away. So this is another point, that if you want to worship, Lakshmi is always in Narayana. Focus on Narayana. And when Narayana is pleased, then Lakshmi will always be there. The example is when Sudama was offering to Krishna little chipped rice, and he ate one handful. When he was about to eat the second handful, Rukmini, who is the first Lakshmi, stopped Krishna's hand. He said, no, that's enough. What you ate one handful, for many thousands of birth, he will be opulent like Indra now. Why you have to take second? It's enough. You already blessed him. So, just because Krishna enjoyed eating chipped rice from Sudama because he gave it love, the Lakshmi blessed him of unlimited opulence. So, Prabhupada says, if you are offering something to Krishna, what's your loss? There is nothing to lose. Yesterday we discussed this point. When you are offering something to Krishna, it's just like offering in Ganges. When you are standing, we offer Ganges water to the Ganga. So what do you Ganges lose when you take some water? What does it gain when you offer some water? So similarly, this huge manifestation. When you take a flower, what does you lose? Krishna is not losing anything. When you offer one flower, what is Krishna gaining? Insignificant. But that love, if it offered love and Krishna accepts something from your hand, we are offering so many things to the Lord. We offer dhupa, deepa, diya, bhoga. If Krishna accepts lovingly, you are offering from your hand. Prabhupada said, can you even imagine the gain? We cannot imagine. This is a great personality. You give him so much thing. You give him the smallest thing. He takes it as very big. Correct? That's a great personality. The Krishna is that personality. You give him smallest thing. Krishna, oh, so wonderful is. He gave me so much. Therefore, Krishna is fit to be worshipped. Is fit to be worshipped. Krishna is giving so much, but we don't have any gratitude. Krishna doesn't mind it. But when we give to Krishna smallest thing, oh, you give so big. Krishna takes it as very big. You offer a small tulsi. You offer little water. That still is very big for Krishna. Very big. Okay. So that is the way to satisfy Lakshmi. In fact, in the Bhagavad Gita also, Lakshmi comes. In the sense the word. Arjuna used the word Madhava in a satirical way, as a kind of a joke. Krishna, you are husband of goddess of fortune, and you are asking me to fight this war. Prabhupada said it was a comment in the sense joke, because Krishna, Lakshmi means opulence, Lakshmi means fortune. And Krishna, you are creating misfortune here. This war is going to create misfortune. And you are husband of goddess of fortune. You are creating misfortune. He was joking with Krishna in the first chapter. First chapter, Arjuna, Krishna talking like friends. So friends can joke. Second chapter, Arjuna is a Shishya. There is no more joking. He is very seriously taking instruction. So that way, Prabhupada also keeps commenting in the whole Bhagavad Gita, because Krishna was present in the chariot. Already victory and fortune was with Arjuna, because they belong to Krishna. Lakshmi is the one, she endows people with 6 opulences. Aishwarya, Virya, Yasha, all the 6 opulences are bestowed by Lakshmi. Not only wealth, she gives fame, she gives everything, knowledge. So the Lakshmi is a bestower, and now how can Krishna, you are asking me to fight the war. At the end of the Bhagavad Gita also, Sanjaya says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. It says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, where there is Krishna. Yatra Partha Dhanurdara, where there is Arjuna. Tatra Shri, there is opulence. So Shri is there. She is. So victory, morality, everything is there where Krishna is there. So that way Arjuna is already blessed. So Lakshmi is always worshipped. In fact, in our Sampradaya we focus more on Radharani. We worship Radha Krishna. More in other Sampradayas they focus on Lakshmi. Sampradayas don't mix. They should be very careful. Some people don't understand this. So Sampradayas keep their own work separately. We don't get into other Sampradaya chanting. No, that they do. We don't get into their Siddhanta. That they do. Why we have to do? We have been given by Lord Chaitanya worship of Radha Krishna as the highest. And this Radharani is actually Adi Lakshmi, just like Krishna is Adi Narayana. But still, when we are worshipping Radha Krishna, presently we are worshipping them as Lakshmi Narayana. Therefore, we worship like with as much opulence as possible, with so much rules and regulation. Krishna worship, we know of Sanatana Goswami. He gave to Krishna dry chapati, and Krishna said, why dry chapati? He said, what? I have to roam around, get salt and butter for you. Who's going to write all these books? This is Radha Krishna worship. We cannot do. This will be great offense. Mother Yashoda going with stick to Krishna. What is all this, Krishna? You have stolen. So like that, butter. So that is Krishna worship. There is the awe and reverence is not there. That is real Krishna worship. But then we are not qualified at present to enter that. We will rather make offenses. Therefore, we are supposed to worship the deities as Lakshmi Narayana. Then another point is that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was talking to Venkata Bhatta to convince him to take to Radha Krishna worship more than Lakshmi Narayana worship, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked this question to Venkata Bhatta, who was a Shri Vaishnava. He said, my dear Venkata Bhatta, tell me this answer. Why is Lakshmi the most chaste wife in the universe? Yes, because here also she is mentioned with Sati. She only thinks of Narayana whole day. Why she is leaving her husband and running after Krishna? What kind of behavior is this? So Venkata Bhatta answers, my lord, there is nothing wrong, because Krishna is another feature of Narayana only, the playful feature of Narayana. So wife has a right to join the husband in any feature. So she can join her husband Krishna in a feature of another mood. Narayana is there in another mood in Krishna form. He was correct actually. So Chaitanya Prabhu said, that's fine. But then why she is not allowed to join the Ras Leela? Because Lakshmi is doing intense tapasya, Bhagavatam says, to join Ras Leela, and she is not allowed to enter Ras Leela. That is there. So then he becomes confused. I don't know. If she is the consort of the Lord, then she should be allowed. Actually, he wanted to point out to him Radha Krishna worship is higher. Because Lakshmi, again, with awe and reverence and opulence, she comes like a queen with all servants and all opulence. You cannot be a gopi like that. You have to have gopi bhava to enter the Rasa Leela. So she is not allowed. You stay out. And she is doing tapasya, intense tapasya to enter. She is not allowed to enter because she has to change her mood. Like Lakshmi, she cannot enter Rasa Leela. She has to enter there like gopi. So he becomes confused. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I have one more question now. The gopis, when they saw Narayana, why did they ignore Narayana? One side, Lakshmi is trying to enter the gopis Leela of Krishna. She is not allowed. Other side, gopis see Narayana and they ignore him. But Rasa Leela Krishna disappeared. So what happened? Krishna appeared as Narayana. And when Krishna appeared as Narayana, what happened? The gopis said, Om Namo Narayana, and they walked away. Not interested. So the question comes is that, why is it so? So Venkata Bhatta became totally confused. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to him, and then he took to Radha Krishna worship from Lakshmi Narayana worship. So Radha Krishna worship is actually the highest. Prabhupada said this is the pinnacle of the worship. Pinnacle, the highest is the Radha Krishna worship. But then offenses are also maximum. When something is heaviest, then it is also costly. So you have to be very careful. Like if you are worshipping Gaur Nitai, originally actually my desire was to have Gaur Nitai. Gaur Nitai is easy. Morning and evening. Prabhupada said Gaur Nitai are happy just by good kirtan. You don't have to bother much. You do good kirtan, they are very happy. Actually for small temples, ideal is to Gaur Nitai. But then people do not relate. That was one reason. Maybe why Krishna did not sanction. And then later, I think most of the temples when they begin, they start with Gaur Nitai or Jagannath. Hai na? Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra or Gaur Nitai. That's the Prabhupada gave guidance. And later when they develop, because Radha Krishna worship itself requires 5-6 people. There has to be 2-3 pujaris and 2-3 cooks. Otherwise it cannot be done. Prabhupada used to put a condition. You want to have Radha Krishna deities, you need at least 6 Brahmin devotees. You can't do otherwise. It requires a lot of details. At least with Krishna's grace, we have come to almost we are on the standard of big temples for worship. All the sevas are pakka. And ISKCON is also strict for Radha Krishna worship. They say if you know Radha Krishna worship is not going properly, the deities will be taken to a big temple. Because offenses should not happen. Recently they sent a circular, it should be properly done. So anyway, so Radha Krishna worship is most auspicious. If you can maintain it, is very, very auspicious to worship Radha Krishna. And the highest pinnacle of the deity worship. Okay? And this worship is even more than the Lakshmi Narayana worship. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the highest thing to us. Highest thing he has given us. The meditation of Radha Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Srimad Bhagavatam.